Back, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And we got a good one for you today. The final game of the wild card weekend, and it's going to be a freaking wild one. We get the Houston Texans bringing that dominant defense to Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and that very volatile Steelers team, man. I don't really know what to expect. We've seen the Texans offense struggle mightily through this season, but we've also seen them put up some massive points. That Texans defense has been consistent all season long, though they have given up quite a few yards throughout a few games this season. And for the Steelers, we've seen it. We know they are up and down. They are wild. Sometimes they look like a Super Bowl contender, and other times they look like a team who should be firing their coach, should be changing their quarterback, should be changing that defense. But they're here, they're 10-7, and they are hosting a playoff game. So let's check it out, man. We got some people in the chat. Let's freaking go. David Stegosaurus, I'm ready. I'm ready, Dave. Let's go, baby. Frogs in the chat. Let me get those out here. But next we got, I picked the Texans, but I am rooting for the Steelers. Okay. All right. Rooting for the chaos. I like it. Bam. There we go. Captain Mickey Mouse Texans, I pick. Okay, so we got 2 for the Texans. I like it. Next Sunday, divisional round. All right. Eben, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Since I'm 0-5 in playoff predictions so far, I'm picking the Texans, so they will lose. Oh, no. Oh, man. I like it. Let me see. Eben, do you have trust in me? This is massive foreshadowing. You know what, man? I'm going with the Texans as well, man. So right now, Steelers underdogs in the chat here, right on the video, man. Nobody's picking the Steelers to win. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers can prove us all wrong or right. Let's go, man. How you guys doing this fine Monday evening? Let me know. Still got a few more minutes before the game starts, but yeah, man, it's gonna be weird, man. Aaron Rodgers, he's looked okay the last couple of weeks. I feel like he's been honestly the most consistent part of this offense, even for most of the season. Though he kind of in the middle part there, he was I think he was trying to do a little too much, but that defense, weirdly enough, has gotten slightly better. I think part of it has been that they've been going up against let's just say some teams that have not made the playoffs a couple times over that last month of football. But as we've seen throughout this wild freaking wild card weekend, defenses that have been playing well tend not to play well. Offenses that look dominant, turning the ball over, can't move the ball down the field. Jaguars, Packers, even the Bears for a bit there, they were not looking great. So at this point, man, anything can happen. The Patriots, they, weirdly enough, even though they only scored 16 points, they have the largest margin of victory this weekend in a 16-3 victory over the Chargers. So, I don't know. Eben, this had to be the most un-Monday I've had. I woke up with energy, went to school, took a nap. I feel great. Let's go. Besides being a little sick. But you know what? The majority of the day, good. We'll take it, man. We'll take it. Hope you feel better, man. Hope you feel better. Remember, stay hydrated. Drink your water. Drink some tea. It doesn't can't hurt you, man. What is the story behind the frog emojis? There we go. David's got this one. Yep. Yeah, we're honoring Grandma Stegosaurus this week. Doing some frogs in the chat. Steve, what's going on, buddy? Could this be Houston's first playoff road win, or my record will continue? Old man May ain't gonna retire this year. Oh, man. Could happen, man. There's a lot riding on, man. Houston's franchise history. Feel like this could be the year that maybe they finally make an appearance in the AFC Championship game. I don't think they have so far in their history. They got a good team, man. Good defense. C.J. Stroud looking solid this year. Obviously, a great coach, and I feel like the weapons that they have, they're still trying to figure that out, trying to be cohesive, but they're making plays, just enough plays to be a threat against any team, in my opinion. All right, Kaimi Fairbairn sending it into the air, and the Steelers are gonna down it inside the end zone for a touchback there. That's how we start out. Houston playing on defense. We're gonna see honestly the best parts of both of these teams, man. The Steelers, their best, I would say their best phase is their offense, man. When the offense is clicking and it is on time, in rhythm, I feel like the defense, that Steelers defense plays with a little bit more confidence, man. They're a little bit less hesitant to make mistakes. They start taking some chances and they get some turnovers. For Houston, I think their defense has been the biggest thing that has kept them in playoff contention. All right, Rodgers under center, hands it off to Jalen Warren, and he is good for about 10 yards. Might pick up the first. Let's go. Yeah, and something tells me early on, Rodgers is going to want to rely on this running game, and then he's going to start peppering Houston with some quick, really quick throws. This is not a defense you want to hold on to the ball with, especially with a guy like Rodgers, whose mobility has, over the years has kind of deteriorated a little bit here. Sorry if I can speak. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun. Quick throw to DK Metcalf. And he goes off for about 17 yards on the little bubble screen there. Let's go. There you go, man. Rodgers held that ball for probably a second. Look at this. Catches the snap. Quick throw. Bam. Get it out. Eben, I'm going to watch the game. Hey, let's go. Right on, my man. You do your thing. We appreciate you. Hopefully you can pop in every once in a while, man. But enjoy the game, my dude. 1st and 10, ball at the 47. Warren with another carry, and this time only picking up about 2 down near the 49. Dude, this Texans team is just stacked on defense, man. So many freaking impressive players, dude. All right, 2nd and 9. Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Hands it off to Warren, and able to get it just across the 50. And they are in Houston territory here. Your local, hello, my man. What's going on? How you doing? Yeah, man. Welcome. And your loco, what's your prediction, my man? Who you got winning? It looks like we got a Houston player getting checked out on the field there. That's number 23, Reed. So the safety, I'm assuming here. Yes, free safety rookie out of Penn State. Oh, look at that. There we go. Dude, let's go, man. We got 4 people right now, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hopefully your week is starting out great. And if you get a chance, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Helps out the video, helps out the channel a ton. All right, we got Rodgers in the shotgun. Kenneth Gainwell splitting out to the right side. Rodgers with some time, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Overthrowing Kenneth Gainwell, and I think Rodgers not happy with the route. Your local, this defense for Houston is too good. I say the Texans win 24-13. It'll be a close one until the fourth. Houston will pull away. All right. I like it, man. And Houston is going to fair catch this punt at around the 10-yard line. All right, we got 11:57 here. 11:57 on the clock. And we're about to see C.J. Stroud take the field for the first time. More like Kenneth Gain. Nothing. Oh! Oh, man. Got him. You got him. I like it. Gain nothing. Let me see here. What's another one? How about we can also do gain well, more like gain bad. Oh! Oh! Got him, dude. Yeah, we may not see Kenneth Gainwell on the field again. He's going to have to go to the hospital for that burn right there. But in all serious now, all right, man? No, let's be serious. No, but I'm not exactly sure what Rodgers was expecting with that route. Like, because one, I understand the concept was basically there was a go route to the right side, down that right sideline to kind of clear out the corner. And I don't know if Rodgers was expecting Gainwell to basically run like almost like a mini corner route, or to turn that out route upwards after. But either way, man, like I don't know. To me, it looked like Rodgers really didn't give him a chance. Like he got that ball out really freaking quickly. But again, we're not in the huddle, so we don't know the adjustments that offense has with that kind of concept. But I don't know. To me, I think there's definitely a miscommunication there. It looked like Rodgers was overthrowing everyone on that pass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like not even close. Like if you're expecting Gainwell to run a corner route, okay, maybe he ran the wrong route. But if that was supposed to be an adjustment, like that ball, I mean that's a hard route for a running back. Even a guy like Gainwell, who's really dang good um, over there running routes, that's a tough one for him to make an adjustment, especially when the guy is not giving him really even outside leverage. If you look, he was dead on. It wasn't necessarily man coverage, but it was tight coverage. So I don't know. Anyway, 1st and 10, ball at the 10, handoff. Houston with a decent run picks up about 5. Yo Loco, I seriously hope Kittle is all right. His whole calf just popped. Yeah, I don't know if they've officially said exactly like if it's a tear, but I'm pretty sure they have said he's done for the year, and it is likely going to be a torn Achilles, which anywhere between I think it's like 7 to 11 months of recovery. Some like the last couple of years, it's been closer to that 7 to 8 months kind of stuff. And the ball is popping up in the air and incomplete. Stroud. Uh-oh. That's not good. That is Nico Collins getting banged up there, I think. Let me see here. Okay, so I thought he got a helmet to helmet, or I got hit in the helmet, but it was more of like an arm coming at him. Yeah, so Nico is on the sidelines. It looks like he's trying to shake something off here. So we got 3rd and 5 here. Ball to 15. Stroud in the shotgun, looking, throws it deep to the left with some touch, and he's got him, man. It's a first down. Christian Kirk with an incredible freaking grab. Wow, man. Heck of a throw by CJ, man. Let's see, did he catch this? Yep, I think he did. The NFL not doing a great job, or I should say ESPN not doing a great job of showing us the right angle. There it is. That's what we want to see. Yep. Clearly has control. Ball is under the the arm is under the ball. It's a first down. Ball at the 49 of Pittsburgh. Heck of a freaking throw. CJ, another handoff, and gets about 2 yards. Yeah. Steve, ACL injuries rising is scary. Kittle and now Bills announced Gabe Davis. Does Kittle have an ACL or is it an Achilles? I thought it was an Achilles. But no, unfortunately for Gabe Davis, yeah, man. As soon as I saw that knee injury, it reminded me of what happened to um, tight ends for the Commanders, man. Used to be a former Philadelphia Eagle, but yeah, man, that was a tough one to watch for Gabe Davis, man. And Woody Marks, the running back, picks up another 2 over the middle. Yeah, when Gabe got hurt, I just knew these injuries happened. So, oh yeah, man. No, man. And to be fair, like it wasn't like a bad hit or like an illegal hit. It was just a hard hit, man, and right just above, like, and that's where you got to see like when it's just above the knee, all that force going into the thigh, pushing, and it like obviously like it's like a car crash. The rest of the body's still moving, so it just puts too much force on the knee. Yeah, that was a bad hit. And snap, and I think there's going to be a penalty for a delay of game here. Oh, actually, they're going to give Houston the timeout here. Try to avoid losing 5 yards. Yeah, but I agree with you. I agree with you, Steve. Just the injuries, man. Like it's usually like ligament injuries too, man. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed over the last like I would say 5 to 7 years, man. Like hamstrings, knees, Achilles, those injuries I feel like are on the rise significantly. It's no longer like muscle, muscle tears or anything like that. It's a lot of ligaments. Steve, it was his Achilles, but both of them will not and cannot play for sure. Oh yeah, no, for sure, 100%. Yeah, neither of those guys are coming back. And I think they're gonna get Houston for a false start here. That's gonna be the right tackle moving way too early. So unfortunately for Houston, they burned a timeout to avoid the delay of game, but then on the very next snap, still lose 5 yards because of the false start. Yeah, just rewatched the injury. I feel sick, dude. Oh, yeah, with those, man. Oh man, it's tough to watch. All right, we got 3rd and 11. Bell back at the 50. Stroud tries to step up in the pocket, and it's going to be incomplete. It's good pressure, man. Great freaking blitz by the Steelers, and that's going to end what was looking like a promising drive here for Houston. Look at that, man. Patrick Queen putting the pressure, former Baltimore Raven. Once again, great corner blitz there on the right side as well, just kind of overloading that right side. All right, punt is away. Not a great one. Not a great one. see here. David Stroud should throw a pick six. Sorry, I didn't even catch that the first time you said it, dude. That's hilarious. I don't know, man. I feel like both of these quarterbacks very capable, very skilled enough to be able to throw in some pick sixes. All right, I'm just saying, if I'm Rodgers, man, give the people one final pick six. You know, just before you retire, just before you hang up the cleats, give us one more. Come on. All right, Steve. Even if they returned to play next season, they will not be the same, unfortunately. I think it's always it just depends, man. Like I don't think a specific injury is a clear cut indication that they will not be back. Like trying to think like Adrian Peterson after he had his ACL, like that was what was that, like early late 2000s, maybe early 2010s. That was like in that era where people still felt like once you tear your ACL, you're no longer the same. And Peterson, who's a freak of an athlete, freak of a human being, just in general, not necessarily in a negative way, but it's just like that dude is like not built like most people, and he came back and nearly broke Eric Dickerson's record. So trying to think here, who else like major injuries, but like I feel like it just depends on the player, depends on the mindset. Some guys, once they have that injury, it's more of a psychological thing, and they just can't play the same. But yeah, man, hopefully those guys make a full return, man. Gabe Davis, he's bounced around the league. He had a really good start to his career in over there in Buffalo. Kind of bounced around for a bit, couldn't really find that same kind of role, same production everywhere else he went. But I think him going back to the Buffalo Bills is good for him. And then Kittle, uh, I know he's kind of approaching that mid 30s, but still really good. Rodgers rolling out to his left. He finds DK Metcalf across the 50, and that'll be a big chunk play for the Steelers there, man. That is their second big shot in the passing game here. Look at that, man. The old man still delivering daggers on the move. First and 10, ball at the 47. Throw it to the left, and trying to get it to DK Metcalf, and then there's a flag on Lassiter. Steve, stop it, old man. Give up. Oh, that's the thing about old men, dude. They're stubborn, man. You tell them to do one thing, they're gonna do the opposite. All right, Rodgers under center, hands it off, and it's gonna be a nice run of about 5 or 6. Rodgers again under center. Single receiver to the right side. That's DK. Single back in the backfield. Another handoff. Able to make a great cut up the gut. And then it's Kenneth Gainwell with a nice gain on that play. But yeah, if we get some new viewers, yes, there are going to be puns on this channel. So learn to love them or just learn to suffer through them. All right, we got first and 10, ball at the 21. Rodgers in the shotgun, looking, throws to the left side, lofting one up, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to the veteran tight end, Giannu Smith there. All right, second down, ball to 21. Rodgers shotgun, running back to his left. He's got two receivers on that left side. Pressure, throws it to the right, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it out there to Calvin Austin. But yeah, man, the edge rushers on this Houston team, man, so good, man. Will Anderson has really developed into one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. And then on the other side, Denali Hunter there, who's a former Minnesota Viking. So he's used to seeing Rodgers on the other side. 5 receiver set, quick throw to the left, and that's going to pick up about 7 yards. That was Rodgers connecting with MVS. Little Green Bay connection there. All right, man. Chris Boswell in for this 32-yarder to give us our first set of points, man. Kickers have had a rough 2 weeks, man. And this one is good, right down the middle. And I noted yesterday, man, during that Ravens-Steelers game to end the season, it easily could have been Boswell as the scapegoat for the Steelers, man, because he missed the extra point that basically gave the Ravens a chance to win the game with the field goal instead of potentially just tying it if Boswell would have made it. But instead, Boswell getting bailed out by Tyler Fruit Loop after he missed the game winner there at the end. So that field goal is the first time Pittsburgh has scored in the first quarter in the playoffs since 2017. That is wild. I mean, what? That's I'm trying to think here. That's 9 years ago, man. Rodgers was almost. I mean, that he was still a young man. About what, 33 years old when that last happened. That was before the ayahuasca, man. Do you think Green Bay will continue with Matt LaFleur, Dave? I I hope they do. I was actually I'm actually writing some stuff down to potentially do a video talking about this exact subject. I'm not exactly sure when I'll have it out. I'll try to hopefully get it out during like the maybe the midpoint, like kind of like that week where we don't really have football in between the Super Bowl and the championship games. Because when you look at Matt LaFleur, what he's been able to do in terms of records, in terms of winning things like that, I think people really only focus on the very near what basically what just happened instead of really looking at the body of work that we should. So I hope the Packers do. I think it would be a bad decision to move on from him at this point. And yeah. What about you, Steve? I know you're a Dallas fan, but what do you think from looking on the outside, not being a Packer fan? What do you think? Do you think Green Bay should move on? And if they do, who do you think they could find? All right. So after the return, gets the ball to the 26. Stroud finding somebody down near the 31, and that is Nico Collins, his number one target. And the one thing I've noticed through the first couple plays here for Houston offensively, they've needed to get the ball. What the heck? Sorry, let me. I'll get back to what I just saw on the screen here in a second. But it's going to be a run up the gut. Picks up about 4.5. Nearly able to get the first down on that one. All right, we got 3rd and 1. Another handoff. Running it to the right, and that's going to be a first down. Dalton Schultz getting rolled up on, but he looks good, so no injury there. And that this is probably the weakest part of the Texans' offense is the running game. I think Woody Marks has been an improvement from what they've had, even from last year, but still not. He's not a guy that I think, at least not yet. Still only a rookie, can develop, but Texans really looking for an explosive running game, and able to pick up about 5 on that one. Oh man, who do I want to win this game? Yeah, man. Let me know, Deli. Let me know. All right, quick throw to the left side. And that is Nico Collins fighting for every yard on that one, picking up about 3 or 4. I think he will continue because there is no choice good than keeping him. And he's done a great job in Green Bay, but people will think about Chicago collapse, so hope he continues. Agree. 100% agree, man. And just to kind of give you like an idea, so I was looking at Kyle Shanahan, who I think has been arguably the most consistent, quote unquote, most consistent coach in the NFC over the last decade. Throws over the middle, and it's a oh, what a freaking catch by Hutchinson. Let's see here. There's a case to be made. That might have been picked off. I don't know. Let me see here. Caught it. But what a freaking throw over the middle, man. No, okay, that's a catch. That's a catch. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the Steelers 41. Stroud. Hey, oh, flea flicker. Why? Oh, he hit. He's hit. The ball is loose, and it's recovered by the Steelers. Dude, this is not Madden. Flea flickers do not work. Stop doing them, please. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow. It's not even that I want the Texans to necessarily win. I picked them to win, but it's not that I want them. It's just dumb plays, man. What are you doing? Why are you doing flea flickers? And on top of that, Stroud, once he senses pressure, man, you cannot make that throw. You cannot try to throw that ball. Just go down. It's better to lose the, 6 or 7 yards than to do what just happened there. And that fumble was picked up by actually it might be an interception, but either way, Yaya Black, one of my favorite names to say, man. Just an awesome, awesome freaking name. Able to get the recovery there. David. But yeah, man. But now that we're on a commercial break here, so when I was looking into Kyle Shanahan, man, so through 9 full regular seasons for Kyle Shanahan, he has accumulated a record of 80 wins and 66 losses. The guy has taken his team to 2 Super Bowls and to 4 NFC Championship games in those 4 seasons. In those 9 seasons, sorry. So 2 Super Bowl appearances, 4 NFC Championship appearances. He's lost 2 Super Bowls and lost 2 NFC Championship games. So no title still. All right. And then when you account for the other seasons, we're like, oh, well, 2 Super Bowls, 4 NFC Champions. What about the other 5 seasons? Well, the other 5 seasons, one season they lost in the divisional round, and then the other 4 seasons, they did not make the playoffs and they had a losing record. 4 out of Shanahan's 5 seasons, they have won either 6 or less in those seasons. 6 or less. Now, moving to Matt LaFleur, 7 full seasons as the head coach for the Green Bay Packers. So 2 less. So I think Shanahan has 32 more games on him because they kind of got Shanahan got hired towards the final few seasons of that 16-game year. So 2 more seasons, but this is what Matt LaFleur's record is after 7 seasons. He has 76 regular season wins and only 40 losses. So if you do the math, in less than 32 games, Matt LaFleur has lost 26 less games than Kyle Shanahan. Matt LaFleur has made the playoffs 6 out of his last 7 seasons. He's made the playoffs more times than Shanahan has. So that's kind of where my research is at, almost at this point. There's a bunch of other stuff, but I won't get too deep into it. It's going to be a run up the middle, and Warren just gets swarmed by Houston here. Might have lost a yard. Whew. All right, we got 1:20 left on the clock here. 1:20 left in the first quarter. Rodgers taking the snap. Launching it to the right side, and it's going to be, oh no, dropped by DK Metcalf, man. Would have been a massive, massive catch. Look at this. Woo-wee. If he catches that one, man, the Steelers are at the, 34, 33? I don't know, man. Maybe because it's like the final few games of Aaron's career, man. His little like, just hilarious. It's funny at this point. Able to sidestep a tackler there, and Rodgers delivering the ball to Marquez Valdez Scantling right around the 49. So, unfortunately, Pittsburgh unable to take advantage, man. Waitman's punt is going to be actually picked up on a bounce by Noel, and he returns it just short of the 10. All right, we got first and 10 here. Stroud throws to the right, gets it out to Dalton Schultz, who is good for about a gain of 7 on the play. And that looks like it's probably going to be the final play here of the first. All right, we head to the second quarter with Houston with the ball, still looking for their first set of points. Have turned the ball over already once on a flea flicker, not surprising. But the Steelers' offense, man, they were looking good the first couple drives, moving the ball. But each time, outside of the one field goal drive here, they've stalled out right around the 50. Steve and also Micah said one of the reasons he gone to Green Bay because of Matt. Yeah, that too, man. And I feel like that's also a thing that for Brian Gutekunst as well. Like I think if the new CEO there at Policy had any kind of reservations, I don't think he would have allowed Gutekunst to really make that kind of decision. Even though in Green Bay they tend to kind of leave each other alone. Like Brian Gutekunst isn't known as a guy that tries to micromanage the head coaches there, and same thing. The CEO doesn't typically try to make game like drafting or kind of like player personnel decisions. They kind of tend to leave each other alone for the most part. They always seem to be in communication, but they kind of leave the decision making to the person that was hired for that, which I like. I feel like that's like the best way to run a team, in my opinion. If you get a guy that's, you know, above you, always kind of just micromanaging or even criticizing, and even in private, every decision or every move you make, it tends to leave a little bit of a like a like a nagging, it's almost like a double, kind of overthinking, um, and you tend to make more mistakes when you do that. So. But yeah, but with Micah, I feel like the like Matt is a solid coach, man. I really really do believe that he is a solid coach. Is he perfect? Heck no. I don't think there's a single coach in the NFL that, when you look at their entire body of work, that they don't have weaknesses. Andy Reid, before he was a 3-time Super Bowl winning head coach, was considered like the modern day Marty Schottenheimer, where great coach, seems to be able to get his teams always competitive, really creative, but just can't seem to win the big one. He's not going to win you the Super Bowl. Well, that changed. So, Yeah, I just think when you get a good coach, you try not to worry. Oh my gosh, bad. I was gonna say not a bad snap, but just a Stroud unable to handle the snap, able to get it out, incomplete. Nearly a freaking disaster there by Houston. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Yeah, man, Houston is they're like I said, I mentioned the offense, man. The offense is a little inconsistent. Quick throw, gets it out, and that's going to be a great first down catch there by Christian Kirk, former Cardinal, former Jacksonville Jaguar there. Even the Steelers look like they have a chance. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh no, the like I said, their defense has been a little bit better over the last month of football, and their offense seems to be kind of back on track. Even when they didn't have DK, they looked okay. But I agree with you, Eben. I for sure think that they have a good chance to win this one. Stroud pressure throws to the right, and that's going to be incomplete. Looks like Schultz was looking for a flag and not going to get one. David should have thrown an interception. I know, man. I'm telling you, man, these quarterbacks in the wild card, not giving the people what we want. All right, we got 14-13 on the clock. Stroud takes the snap, throws over the middle, and woohoo! And that is Nico Collins with a sweaty catch, but getting it done. Gain of about 12 on that one. I got to give it to the Steelers, man. The coverage has been tight in this game. Yeah, Joey Porter Jr. has been really good in this game so far. He's really impressed me. He's had a couple of rough games this year, but right now, man, he seems dialed in. He's going to hand it off to the running back here. I believe that's Woody Marks picking up about 6 or 7 there on the play. Woo. Marks able to take a hit from Patrick Queen there and pick up some extra yards after contact. Stroud under center, another handoff. And Marks wrapped up after a gain of 1. That is Nick Herbig, former Wisconsin Badger. All right, man, we got 3rd and 3 coming up here. David, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, Stroud, don't forget to throw a pick six. Yes, absolutely. Please remember to like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys. Stroud, shotgun, takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, and delivers a throw that is going to be a first down catch by Dalton Schultz right around the 47-yard line, it looks like. Yeah, Dalton Schultz, man, doing a great job of keeping that ball from hitting the ground. Stroud shotgun, hands it off. And that's going to be a big run there, picking up 8 or 9 on the carry. And that is the former Cleveland Brown there, Nick Chubb, who started the season as their starting running back, but has kind of slowly given away to the rookie. Yeah, it feels like by mid-season, Nick had been kind of succeeded by the rookie. But this one, another good carry, Nick Chubb. And that's going to be a first down run. Picks up 6 on that one. Also, I like what Nick Chubb did there. Give us a nice little spin move there in a little bit of a phone booth. I like it. He didn't have to, but he said, "Hey, the people are watching. Let me give him a nice little spin here. Pick up an extra 2 yards." All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 39 here. They're in Pittsburgh territory. Another handoff. And Chubb nearly getting away. It's going to be good for about 6 there. Ronald. Hello. Ronald with the patented high. One of these days, man. One of these days, Ronald is going to scare me because he's going to say something other than just hi. He's going to say hi and then what's up. I'll be like, ooh. Always good to see you, Ronald, man. I appreciate you, buddy. 2nd and 4. Another handoff. This one, Woody to the 30, to the 25. Stumbles all the way across the 15. And the Houston Texans, with their biggest run of the night, has gotten them inside the red zone. And they are knocking on the door here, baby. Great freaking blocking down the field, man, by the tight ends. Actually, I was going to say Schultz not doing a great job of committing to the block, but, hey, he got in the way. He got in the way there. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey able to trip up Marks just enough. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 13. Another handoff. Up the gut, and that is going to be good down near the 6. 7-yard run by the rookie. And Houston right now, they are just marching down the field, man. They are running the ball down Pittsburgh's throat. Yeah, it looks like we got an injured player down on the ground here, and I think it might be, looks like it's Marks, man. Ooh. It's either a leg, because his leg was wrapped up as he was falling down, or when he slammed the back of his head on the turf. That might be it too. Steve, hi Ronald, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, man. It's always good to see Ronald. It's good to see everybody on the channel, man. Dave, this is where the Texans should throw a pick 6 for maximum effort. Oh my God. Dude, that would be diabolical, man. That is diabolical. To have this kind of great run and it ends in a pick 6, that would be borderline. That's deflating as heck. Part of me hopes it happens because it would be hilarious. But I feel like that's almost too mean. Let me see here. David, if the Chiefs can do it, the Texans can do it. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, dude. What was I think that's actually one of the few clips that I actually have this season that isn't a live. Yeah, that was a Devin Lloyd pick, right? Devin Lloyd pick 6. Yeah, that was also a freaking wild freaking game. I think that was the game where Lawrence tried to run, slipped, tried to get up, slipped again, and then was somehow able to find room to the left to get into the freaking end zone. All right, well, Woody Marks is walking on the sidelines. I didn't see a helmet, but we'll see. Stroud fakes the toss, throws to the right. He's got a man, and it's a touchdown, Houston! Christian Kirk getting it in there, man. Let's freaking go! First touchdown of the game goes the way of Houston. Let's see here. Just a great job, man. Running underneath the offensive line. He started out on the left side, ran to the right, basically running a flat route from the slot. Ball was a little bit thrown behind him, almost made him get caught, but a heck of a freaking play. That was a 14-play, 92-yard drive by the Texans, man. Took up 7 minutes. Extra point is good, too. All right, man. We got 8:28 left in the second. Don't know, don't care. I tried to push that out of my memory. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up, but I was just trying to remember. Did Dahlia decide who she's rooting for, and why is it the Steelers? Oh, I don't know. I don't think we got a decision from Dahlia. Well, she's got to let us know before halftime, at least. I shouldn't say before halftime, but maybe by halftime. We'll see. All right, man. Also, at halftime, I will be stepping away for like a minute or two to make some cocoa, because haven't had any cocoa this winter, man. Not yet. All right, so that's what I thought. So the Texans running back Woody Marks is being evaluated for a concussion. He is questionable to return. That's unfortunate, man. He has been. I mean, the good thing is Chubb was running really well on that drive as well. But yeah, man, you want to be able to have a two-headed monster back there, especially if both of them are running really well. Steve, let's go Texans. Watch out, old man. Time is running. Woo! I love Steve's dislike for Aaron Rodgers. It's so funny. All right, catching it around the 14 to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and a decent return there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball at the 38 here. Rodgers under center, fakes the handoff, sets up a screen there, and that gets blown up. Jonnu Smith able to get it back near the line of scrimmage, but is still going to lose a yard. Pittsburgh basically going no huddle here. Rodgers under center. Fakes the handoff, pressure, and he's going to throw that one away. And I think there's going to be an intentional grounding call here against Rodgers because he was in the pocket, did not get the ball past the line of scrimmage, and not really a receiver in the vicinity, and Rodgers is not happy. So yeah, that was a Daniele Hunter there, former Minnesota Viking, costing Rodgers in that Steeler offense set of downs and about 10 yards on the penalty. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 21. Man, this drive started at the 38, and so far they have moved back to the 27. Rodgers looks, sets up a throw to Gainwell, breaks a couple tackles, but is going to be tackled right around the original line of scrimmage. So picks up about 11. Captain, what's going on, buddy? Let me see something. Well, you can see this. I got like a bottle cap here. Or were you looking, or were you talking about something specific? All right. It's going to be a decent punt there. Going to get a good bounce. Going to get it just inside the 20, right around the 18. All right, man. We got 6:57 left in the first half. Rodgers, man, heated on the sidelines, man. Yeah, man. Probably telling this guys, I love you guys. You guys are lovely people. Dave, is your mom watching tonight? Not tonight, my man. Not tonight. But she was actually watching on Saturday. That was pretty cool. She was watching the Packer game with us. But like I said, she doesn't have like a YouTube account, so no comments or anything like that. Yeah, I think I might have said it yesterday. She's like you look sad at the end of the game. I was like, yeah, I was. Rogers, this Gatorade is delicious. It's salty, but in a good way. I feel hydrated. Don't you? Everybody's like around him like, is he mad or is he just weird? This Gatorade is delicious. Captain Dave, our Buffalo at 4 p.m. Eastern is coming Sunday because I can't find it anymore. We'll check it out, man. I'll check it out here in a second. Stroud gets the handoff, gets it to, I believe that is Nick Chubb, or is that the rookie, actually? Come on, show me the name. And nope, that is Woody Marks. He's back, man, so he must have passed his concussion test there. Well, that's good. Dahlia, if Rodgers can't take us to the end a second time, then he should end his career as far as he took us. Better me and no. Oh man. 2nd and 6 there. Oh, another drop by Stroud. That is the second time he has not been able to handle. That's a fumble, and it's recovered by the Steelers. What is CJ freaking doing, dog? Just get rid of the ball or just take a sack. He's like trying to throw it when there's a guy already like within a foot of him. Dude, just don't. Just oh my God. So that is Keanu Benton, the big man over the middle, able to force that fumble. So that is a Wisconsin Badger. And guess who recovered it? TJ Watt, another Wisconsin Badger. And yes, I will mention every time when the Wisconsin Badger makes a play. On Wisconsin, baby. Let's go. Let me see here. Captain, it won't say if you look at Buffalo. Oh, okay. No, we'll definitely look it up, boss. Once we get to the next commercial break, I will definitely take a look. Rodgers under center here. Hands it off to Gainwell, and he is wrapped up for a loss of 2 on the play. Oh boy, Houston Texans defense is starting to heat up, man. Starting to heat up. They're not looking great on the first 2 drives. Steve, Texans, I swear, if you lose against this old man team, I swear. Your local dude, CJ's just dropped the snap. Wow, that's the second time he's dropped it. The second time he's fumbled the ball away. He's having a rough game. It's going to be a swing pass to the left, and that's going to get dropped for another loss. That is Lassiter dropping Gainwell for a loss of 1. All right, so far the Steelers in 4 out of their last 5 plays have gone backwards. More reason to go for Texans. A couple Wisconsin guys in there. 3rd and 14. Rodgers looking. Throws it, and he's got Kenneth Gainwell, who's able to get away from his defender that slipped, and that was a Henry Tuo'oto'o. Completely butchered that name. My apologies. It's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short of the first, so we got 4th down coming up. We'll see if the Steelers go for it or they kick a field goal, try to make this a 1-point game. Okay, they're going for it. 4th and 2. Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his left. Hands it off. Nope. Gets it out. And it's going to be a 1st down just inside the 10. And that is the former Minnesota Viking getting it done there. Let me see here. Captain Mickey Mouse, it showed, but to be honest with you, on Google, they have them after 49. Okay. David, I think Dave buttered the Stroud's gloves. I will not confirm or deny, as my lawyer just told me. I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard of any potential butter. And it's going to be a run, trying to bounce it to the left, and Warren wrapped up after a gain of 1. Your local is Stroud going to be the reason they lose? God, if they lose, they got a point to the turnovers by Stroud. Not acceptable. 100%, man. Owens, how do you feel about the Eagles' loss, the defending champions? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of happy the Eagles lost because simply because they were just not a fun team to watch. If they were playing good defense and even just kind of exciting offense, no problem. But not really fun to watch. Second and goal, play action. Rodgers looking, rolling to his right, throwing it out the back of the end zone. Third and goal coming up. So yeah. Plus, it's always exciting when a new champion is going to be crowned. It's pretty cool. And we got a flag on the field here. But what's going on, Owen? It's good to see you, buddy. Steve, they will want to be back at championships. They lost to a team that have done it. Offense number 54. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, third down. Gotcha. Let me see here. Team that have done it in the past. I am just happy they lost to A.J. Brown. Made it more enjoyable. Captain, but I do see the Super Bowl is on Prime. Oh, I would be. I don't know. I think the Super Bowl is Is it on NBC this year? It's NBC or CBS. All right, Rodgers alone in the shotgun. Pressure, and down goes the old man. Back at the 18, and he is not happy. I don't know. Rodgers taking a little bit too much time on that one. I know he's mad, but that was. I don't want to say that's on him. Obviously, his offensive line needs to give him a little bit more time, but he was kind of dancing around there, chopping the. Oh, whoa. It's nice to know that even an elite player like Rodgers still falls and trips like I do. All right, man. So after that play, we reached the 2-minute warning. We'll see what the Steelers decide to do. Likely going to be just kicking the field goal here. David, Super Bowl on NBC. There we go. NBC. David's streaming on Prime in my area, so I don't know. Okay. Yeah, if you're talking about the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure it's on NBC, but having said that, all right. So we're on a commercial break. Let's look at the schedule for next week. It's not fully set, especially the AFC, because we still got these two teams to decide who goes against who. So whoever wins this is going to be going up against the. I'm trying to think here. Is it Denver? No, sorry. Buffalo going to Denver. So whoever plays. Let me see here. Come on. There we go. All right. So whoever wins this one going against the Patriots. But next week it'll be San Francisco versus Seahawks. They'll play on Saturday. There's no time yet decided. Bills and Broncos is going to also be a Saturday. And then the Rams and the Bears are going to be Sunday. And then Patriots, whoever wins here tonight, could be Patriots Texans or Patriots Steelers. That will be a Sunday game. So. Yeah, once again, they haven't really decided on the times yet, but yep, at least we know we know Bills, Broncos, and 49ers Seahawks are going to be Saturday. So. All right, man. We got Chris Boswell out here for another one, and this one is good. Pittsburgh surviving this game with their kicker, and with the help of C.J. Stroud as well. Patriots is the first one on Sunday. Gotcha. Steve, so Texans will have another road game if they win. Yes. Yep. Yeah, whoever wins this game is going to go to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Seastrom! Good morning. Rooting for Steelers, wouldn't be surprised if they lost. All right. So we got a lot. I think you're the first person to officially say that they are rooting for the Steelers. David did pick the Texans to win, but he is rooting for the Steelers to win. So it's like, it's a little bit of, it's a little middle ground there, a little gray area for David, but I think you're the only guy that is picking the Steelers to win. All right. I can respect that. And kickoff is going to be caught inside the 5 to the 10 to the 15. And Noel cuts it up the field and gets it to the 20. That was Ben Skoranek with a heck of a tackle. Boom. Heck yeah. Seastrom, how you doing today, man? How was Monday, my man? How was your day? All right. Handoff up the gut, and that's going to be a pickup of about 4. Down to the 24. Yeah, so far in this game, man, it's been a weird one. Like the Texans look like they should be winning, but Stroud just can't handle the snap. Quick throw to the right side, and that is going to be another pickup by Christian Kirk. Nice little pickup of 9. And Pittsburgh, weirdly enough, is going to use their first timeout, stopping the clock at 1:07. Captain, I bet you Allen's going to get this win, the 17th win AFC playoffs to get to San Francisco as the away team. Okay. Yeah, I wonder who decides to be the away. I always forget how did they decide who's going to be the away team or the home team during the Super Bowl. All right. Dalton Schultz with a direct snap, and that one is going to be a first down tight end sneak. Picks up about 4, man. Jesus. All right, clock is still running though. 49 seconds here. They're still on their own side of the 35. Jeez. Short throw, and it gets it out to Dalton Schultz around the 38. All right, Texans are going to use their second timeout here. All right, we got 41 seconds left before the half. Yeah, right now, man, the Steelers defense, man, struggling to stop this running game. But the only good thing for them is that there just isn't enough time for the Texans to be able to run the ball. They need to be start chucking some balls down the field. And right now, Pittsburgh has been one of the better teams at stopping offenses from basically those deep shots, man. Consistent deep shots. You don't really see a whole lot of teams be able to pick up, 40-yard, 50-yard bombs on this Steelers team. They do a good job in that secondary to kind of protect or guard against the big play. They're just not amazing at anything else, though. Actually, they're pretty good at taking the ball away. They're one of the better defenses at getting turnovers, as we've seen here. But outside of that, man, a little rough, a little rough. And Stroud almost didn't hang on to that one. Deep shot down the field, and he's got it, but it's going to be dropped by Jalen Noel. Noel has to hold on to that one, man. That is come on, dude. I know you're taking a hit, man, but you got to hold on to that bad boy. You got to squeeze it tight. That was a good throw by C.J. Stroud, man. A dangerous throw, but put enough air under it where Noel was able to kind of adjust and protect himself just a bit. All right, we got 3rd and 5 here, 35 seconds left. And we got a Pittsburgh player down on the ground. So, boom. Yeah, also, like I mentioned, Stroud nearly dropped that snap again. You could clearly tell like he had to kind of regather it after the initial attempt. All right, we got 3rd and 5 here. Stroud looking, has some time, gets it to his man, Christian Kirk, for a first down, gain of 7, ball at the 45. And Houston is going to use their final timeout here. All right, man. If I'm Houston, we got to come up with a one backup play. So like if you get tackled inbounds, you got to get to the line. This is the play that we're gonna do. You got to understand where you are. Stroud should not have to redirect you. If it's a 2-yard gain or a 22-yard gain, you know exactly where you need to be. Get the ball off, get the snap off. It should take 10 seconds maybe, if that. All right, Stroud alone in the shotgun. And he's going to deliver a throw, and he misses a wide open Nico Collins. Oh man, running a shallow cross towards the right sideline. If Strauss hits him, look at this. Look at this. There is nobody, man. He's probably getting to the 20 at the very least. Oh man, big missed opportunity there, man. Stroud pressured, throws it, gets tackled, but that's going to be an incomplete pass there by Woody Marks. Got absolutely blown up on that one. Jeez. Yeah, dude, that's Marks got planted on that one, man. 18 seconds left. Haha, good pull. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Stroud pressured, throws it away, and is able to get it out to Schultz, who's going to be near the 50. Yeah, so it looks like Houston is just going to just punt this one away. Yeah, they don't want to run the risk of giving Rodgers a chance to tack on a field goal here because Pittsburgh does have a timeout here if they decide to. And the game is going to go to halftime here. Nobody touches it, nobody downs it until the clock is out. Boom. All right, man. A defensive battle in the first half. Texans, Steelers, both offenses were looking strong after the first initial drive. After the first initial drive, kind of resulted in nothing. But the last few, I would say the last 2 or 3 drives for each team has kind of stalled out. Pittsburgh able to catch a break on their last scoring drive because Stroud once again fumbling the ball. That was his second fumble. Basically gave them the ball right around the 25. And the Steelers, unfortunately, like they have for most of the game, kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Bad penalties, bad mistakes, and a good chunk of their plays have resulted in negative yardage. David, oh, they should have tried for a field. That would have been hilarious. 68 yarder. The only reason I don't think they did is because I think if there was 2 seconds left or 3 seconds left, I think the Texans would have at least said, "Hey, who knows?" But with 13 seconds left, there's like a slim to no chance of you making it from 68, and you're gonna give Rodgers probably enough time to be able to get like a playoff to set up a Boswell kick on the other side. Yeah, I think that was really the only reason that Houston didn't even try for the field goal. Especially with the king of Hail Marys in Aaron Rodgers. Even if you don't want to attempt a field goal from Boswell, Rodgers can chuck that ball into that end zone. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how this Texans offense looks like in the second half. Man, the running game was looking great. It kind of started to lose some of its momentum because of one, Woody Marks ended up getting evaluated for a concussion, so that took it away. And then by the time they really were able to get the ball back, is just before halftime, so they really couldn't waste time trying to run the ball. Had to get the ball down the field. Yeah, and like I said, man, if you take away the mistakes there, the fumbles, I feel like Houston probably should be up by at least at the very minimum, probably another touchdown there on the drive. Like right here, man, the flea flicker, that one. As soon as you feel that pressure from Sawyer, just go down, go down, or at the very least, maybe step up in the pocket, but protect the ball. Yeah, and so they just showed it on the TV, man. Like the fumbles, man, those are on Stroud. Like I get it, might have been a bad snap. I don't think that it might have been a bad snap, might have been a bad play, but you as the quarterback, you need to be able to be like, okay, do I have any form of escape? No. Go down, take the sack, live to either punt it away or to get the next play. You just cannot give the ball away. You cannot give the ball away. Yeah, but luckily for Houston, man, their defense has been phenomenal. Yeah, Rodgers 9 for 15, 79 yards, been sacked once. Stroud 13 for 20, 118, one touchdown, and it's been sacked twice in this game. Yeah, but let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think both of these teams have been able to do successfully, and what do you think they need to do in the second half to potentially get a win? And it can't be a big. It can't be about talking about pick sixes. I know you, David. I know you. I, I knew you were thinking that. I mean, you can still say it, but all right, man. Let me look at the stats here just before. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna grab that cocoa, mixing that up, and don't worry, I won't be gone for long. Like 2 3 minutes, 2 3 minutes. But yeah, I wanna see. All right, so Woody Marks, the rookie, he's 11 for 59, averaging almost 5.5 yards per carry. Nick Chubb, 4 carries, 23 yards, averaging nearly 6 yards per carry. Man, yeah, Houston between their running backs, 15 carries, 82 yards. And man, dude, I really freaking hope, man, they can run the ball in the second half. Christian Kirk, surprisingly, the top receiver, 5 catches, 58 yards, and the touchdown there. Caught that flat route going to the right side. Nico Collins, 3 for 21. He almost had a massive one just before the half there, but Stroud kind of overthrew him a little bit there. It did hit him in the hands, but I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for anybody to make. And Stroud should have been able to lay that one out just a little bit cleaner for him. Probably could have gotten the ball to the 20 and probably ended the half with a field goal. David, we're going to talk to Couch about stuff, things while you are gone. Okay. All right, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, Couch. Believe it or not, man, he was. You guys couldn't see it because it was off camera, but he wasn't even watching the game with us. You know what he was doing? He was watching the Golden Globes last night. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I was like, dude, it's the playoffs, and he's like, I don't care, man. I want to see if Leo gets the Golden Globe. I was like, all right. So, so yeah. So big awards guy, man. Like right now, this is Couch's like Super Bowl weekend. Golden Globes. He's getting ready for the Oscars and everything, man. He loves it. He loves it. He loves the pageantry, man. And it's like he's like oh man. He's like, what are you wearing? And he's not even talking about the actors. He's talking about like the seating. He loves talking about like the decorations on the seating and the carpet. Oh man, big upholstery guy. This guy, no surprise. All right, Steve. Texans just don't fumble the ball, please. Again, I know, man. Stroud's got to do his thing, man. He's gonna slow down, calm down. Speaking of running game, for the Steelers, they have Jalen Warren 5 for 14 and Kenneth Gainwell 3 for 10. So they have a combined 24 yards on 8 carries. So 3 yards per carry, basically. DK Metcalf 2 for 42. Steelers have to find a way to get DK more involved, man. He's been explosive on each of his catches, man. His first catch was 25 yards. Oh no, sorry, that was his second catch, and then the first one went off for about I think 17. Doing the math in my head. Yeah. All right. Right now, Houston 7 for 9 on third down, and the Steelers are 0 for 6, 0 for 6 on third down. Unbelievable. Houston has been able to run 14 more plays, but they only have controlled the clock for an extra 3.5 minutes. And that's about it, man. Otherwise, it's pretty deadlocked, which Texans have near over twice as many yards on offense as the Steelers do, man. They got 198, and Pittsburgh has 94. Turnovers, man. That's been the difference. All right, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to make some cocoa. So, you guys want some? Want some? Marshmallow? I'll surprise you. I'll surprise you. All right, I'm back here. Stroud, play action, looking, throws to the left, and it's going to be a pickup of 15 yards back down to the 14. Woo! Gotcha. Steve, Texans just don't fumble the ball. There we go. Let your couch watch Golden Globes. Evil thing to do. I genuinely think the Steelers have a chance. I think they do, man. They're right there, man. They just got to take advantage of the turnovers and then actually make some opportunities for themselves. If they can't do that, I think eventually the Texans will figure out their own stuff, get their stuff together a little bit here. All right, handoff up the middle and a big chunk across the 50 down to the 45 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not gonna lie, halftime third quarter snuck up on me a little bit, just a little bit. David, Couch, would you rather wear a Bears jersey or a Vikings helmet? What do you think, bud? Oh. I think to avoid answering that question, Couch just said, I am the one that buttered the gloves in the first half. He's like, if I'm going to be guilty of something. And it's a throw over the middle, and Hutchinson with a big catch, man, a big boy catch right there. It's actually Higgins, the rookie receiver out of Iowa State there. A little bit of a risk there, man. Almost got taken out. Whew. Even I think it said it's prefers the moldy cheese. I mean, he likes blue cheese. I'm not a fan of blue cheese, man, but Couch, he's a little bit of a cheese snob, man. If I come in with like a pizza, he's like, oh, we're just doing regular mozzarella. I'm just like, listen, man, I can't afford the kind of cheese that you want, man. All right. I told him, I was like, hey, man, you want us to afford good cheese? You better go get a job too, man. But you're just in the apartment all day. And then he changes the subject. It's a whole thing. Sorry for the noise here. I'm trying to open up the marshmallows here. Come on. Hold up. There we go. Even Dave, in like 80 years, when you pass at the age of 100. Okay. Also, an incredible way to start that sentence. I think Couch will do everything he can to continue your legacy. Oh, that's a funny way to start that sentence, but a very sweet way to end that sentence. I like that. Oh man, that was awesome. Even that is I'm gonna take a screenshot of that if that's okay, man, because that is a legendary quote for the year, right there. It's gonna be a run to the right and another big chunk there by Marks. Good for 9. All right. 2nd and 1, ball at the 22 here of Pittsburgh. Houston with a great opening drive so far. Another handoff and another good run, getting it down to the 20. Pickup of 2 and a first down. All right, so divisional weekend. Oh, here are the dates. Saturday, 4:30 Eastern time. It'll be Bills and Broncos, 8 p.m. Central time. It'll be San Francisco, Seattle. It looks like, from what I can tell. I don't know if they're flipping those at some point. I don't know. Another handoff. Marks cutting it to the right, and will be good for about 3, maybe 4 on the play. Parker Curries. Hey, what's going on? Dahlia. Dave, 20. I think 30s. Too much knowledge in that head to be in the 20s. Hey, man. Hey, man. I could be mature for my age. Yeah, no, I'm way past 20, man. Way past 20. But it's going to be a throw to the right side, and Schultz is good for another 3 there. But I appreciate Eben's shaving off a couple decades off of my age there. We got Stroud in the shotgun. 2 receivers spread out to the left. Looking. Throws it to the right, and he's picked off. What the heck is CJ Stroud doing, dude? Oh my God, dude. We are watching a young quarterback just absolutely imploding, dude. Just trying to do way too much. The ball was, he was on the move, threw it at the last second. The ball was also behind, and Eccles able to make a freaking play on the ball, man. CJ, gosh, dude, you cannot. Yeah, dude, the kid is struggling, man. He's trying to do way too freaking much. Even, what do you mean? I was only shaving off like a year or 2. You know what, man? I knew I liked you, Eben. I just didn't know how much. This guy over here. I need you around me all the time, man. Always building me up. Turnover counter, 3. What are the Steelers doing? 3 turnovers, down by 1. That's fair. But honestly, dude, the Texans should be. I mean, that should have been a touchdown drive right there, and they probably should have ended with a field goal at the half, man. They should be probably up 17-6. Will he catch up to Goff's count of 6? Well, I mean, you hope not, but I mean, he's on pace. He's on pace. Oh man, dude. That is an ugly, ugly game so far for one of the better young quarterbacks in the NFL. Let's see here. See here, Brendan Eccles. Why does that name sound familiar? I know he's been with the Steelers this season, but Oh. Uh, he played for the Jets last year, man. Brandon Eccles, with that interception, has more interceptions, has more picks than the entire Jets had this season. That is hilarious. All right, 1st and 10 at the 4. Pittsburgh running the ball up the gut, and he gets it across the 10 down to the 11. Nice pickup there by Jalen Warren. This is the stoppable force versus a droppable object. There we go. I like it. I like it. All right, 2nd and 3. Rodgers under center. Another handoff. Warren up the gut, and he is going to be close to a first down. I don't know how the referee is spotting that far down the field, but okay. Legitimately, I was like, all right. Steve, I can see CJ. You are an old man fan. I think CJ is like, he's like, dude, I grew up watching Aaron Rodgers, man. I don't want him to, I don't want to be the guy that takes him out. So he's like, we'll win a Super, we'll try to win a Super Bowl next year. And it looks like the Steelers are gonna get a false start here. That's on the veteran tight end Giannu Smith, man, the former Tennessee Titan. All right, we got Rodgers under center, 3 receivers on that right side. Quick throw, and that's going to go nowhere. Calvin Austin getting tackled right at the line, and that is Petrie with a heck of an effort, man, fighting through a block. Yeah, it looks like able to go right through MVS to get to Calvin Austin for a no gain on the play. 2nd and 15. Rodgers, shotgun, running back to his right. Pressure, gets it out quickly, and that's going to be caught for a gain of about 6. Yeah, man, Houston with a delayed blitz there by the was it the linebacker? Yep, number 39. Putting a little fear into Aaron Rodgers on that one. I could see Rodgers' eyes get real big on that one. All right, Rodgers alone in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, looking, has time, finds a man over the middle, and that is Marquez Valdez-Scantling, picking up about 14 and a first down. Yeah, man, it's good to see the former Green Bay Packers there having a little bit of success. Nice little dagger route concept. The 2 guys in the inside, the 2 receivers inside, going straight up the field, and then Marquez able to kind of run a deep dig route right behind him. It's going to be a handoff. Gainwell losing 2 yards on the play, trying to reverse field, take it to the left, and that is no bueno. All right, we got Aaron alone in the shotgun, three receivers to the right. This is the same concept that they ran when they got the first down. Rodgers pumps, gets away from a sack on the right, and is going to be unable to get it out to anybody. Incomplete. Great pursuit, man. Great rush by the Texans, and great coverage, man. He had nobody to freaking throw to. Rodgers is like, dude, I'm too old for this. Looking like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon right now. All right, quick snap. Rodgers, deep drop back, has time, launching it down the field, and it's incomplete. Do we have a flag? And the Steelers are not going to get one. Hmm. It was a borderline call. I do like the no call, but there might have been something there, especially after he grabs, kind of slightly grabbed Calvin Austin on that one. And the return is going to get it down to the 30 there. Jalen Noel with a decent return. Yes, so far, man, the Steelers have literally been able to get 3 points off of three turnovers. That's it. If the Texans' offense was like their defense, this game would not be that close. 100%. Like I said, man, I think if the Texans can get to 17 points, they probably win this game. That might be I don't know. I just don't see the Steelers. I can see them scoring a touchdown and maybe another field goal. I can see them getting 10 more points in this game. But I don't see the Steelers going, back to back touchdown drives. Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. Is Couch in love with the TV stand? It's let's just say it's a. Hey, dude, what's that? It's a little bit of a touchy subject. It's a little, I don't want to mention anything because you'll get mad. Right, buddy? You're doing good. You're doing good. Jesus, Rogers is heated on the sidelines, man. All right, we got first and 10, 5:33 left in the third. Play action, gets it out in the flat. I believe that is Hutchinson picking up 5 yards. Rodgers is still trying to crack 100 yards through the air, man. All right, Stroud under center, single back in the backfield. And they're going to get the Texans for a false start there. I think Schultz was not set. Sorry, illegal shift there, so that's going to cost him 5. Steve, I hope she likes cheese. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Stroud pressured and finally just takes a sack. I know that's not a good thing, but it's an improvement. He felt the pressure, tucked the ball in, tried to pick up as much yards as he could to minimize the damage, but did not try to just try to throw the ball when there's a guy right next to him. There you go. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 10, though. Stroud has some time, throws to the right, and his receiver ended up slipping on the play there. Hmm. All right, the punt is away here. I'm just trying to think what can Houston do here, man. I like when they were doing the and the return is going to be somewhere around the it looks like around the 25 maybe. But I like it when Houston was kind of using these crossers, man. And I feel like that is something that you could really get something going with your offense, get an explosive play. Hmm. Even in Rodgers' defense, he has thrown some really good throws. His receivers just haven't caught them yet. I'm trying to think here. I think yes, but if you look at the majority of these, I think Rodgers has thrown at this point like close to 20 passes. I think. Gotta double check that, but a lot of them are within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Like they're either behind the line or if they are ahead, they're like a yard or two. That's it. And I think that can work at times. But when you are consistently just kind of keeping things short, and it's not like they're trying to lull this Texans defense, like, trying to set up this, and this, and then they'll hit them over the top, which that seems like what they're trying to do a little bit. But you got to be able to challenge them in the middle, over the middle there. That I feel like that's where the Steelers need to kind of live. I know that's uncomfortable. That's you're risking the ball getting picked off, things like that. But you eventually do have to just challenge this Texans defense where there might be the most vulnerable. Deep shots down the field, I don't think that's going to work. The stuff underneath that they're used to doing in the regular season has not worked. So they really got to start stretching the seams, attacking the seams, and attacking the middle of the field. That's what I think. That's what I've seen so far. But with the telecast, it's always kind of tough to see further out than what they're showing. But I agree with you. I don't think Rodgers is the reason that they're struggling offensively. He's part of it, but he's not the main reason. David Houston could field 7 on the field, give Steelers an edge. It's fair. I think it's only fair. Even hopefully they won't. Steve really wants to see Rodgers out of here, man. That's hilarious. All right, we got 342 left. 342. Rodgers play action. Throws it deep to the left, and he's got it. That is Adam Thielen with a heck of a catch. Able to catch it between the corner and the safety, kind of in that little middle spot there towards the left sideline. Nice little corner route. First and 10, ball at the 45. Rodgers fakes the handoff, looking, throws it underneath, and Jonnu Smith is going to be tackled for a loss of 1. Even, bro, we just need a field goal for the Steelers. Who knows, man? At this point, a field goal could be the thing that decides it. If either of these teams probably kick a field goal, it might be enough. Rodgers pressured, throws it away, and that's going to be 3rd and 11. Ends up taking a hit after he throws by Will Anderson. I need to stay winless on predictions. Even I like how you embraced it. You're like you're no longer just like, oh man, I gotta get one at least prediction right. Now you're just like, let's see if I can go 0 for 6. All right, 3rd and 11. Rodgers takes the snap in the shotgun. Has some time, and he's hit as he throws, and it's recovered by the Steelers back at the 30. And Pittsburgh is going to have to punt this one away. Yeah, Rodgers was about to launch that one down the field and just got absolutely lit up. Nice job, man. I believe that was Hunter who was able to slap that ball out. All right, caught inside the 15 and able to get it out near the 24. Nice return there by Jalen Knoll. Eben, no. Okay. Yes. Now it's your turn. Steve, what happened, old man? You are not in 2011. Oh, ouch. 2011 was a good year, man. It was a good year for Green Bay. They went 15-1 that year, man. Almost went undefeated, man, if it wasn't for Kansas City. Forgot who was the quarterback. That was Kyle Orton. I'm pretty sure it was the quarterback for Kansas City during that Packers game. That was the Packers' only loss in the regular season. They were 13-0 coming into that game, I think. Pretty sure. Such a disappointing. Oh. David. How did you know the Chiefs quarterback that year? I don't know, man. To be honest with you, from 2007 through like 2012, I have like a weird like encyclopedia in my head about those like that like 5 year span. Don't know why, don't know how, but yeah. Throw to the right, over the middle, and Nico Collins unable to handle it, and he literally just dribbles his head right off the ground. I I don't think Nico is going to be playing on the next round, next play here, man, because his head just smacked. Oof, Jesus. Yeah, so they're taking Nico off the field here, man. Not surprising, man. Like I said, he just freaking just face planted straight into the ground. Oof. Eben, what sports are there to watch during March? I'm not a basketball guy, and Frisbee season doesn't start until April. Ooh, it's a good question, my dude. Basketball? I mean, oh, sorry, basketball. Sorry, I was just naming them all. And another handoff by Stroud, unable to be handled. Jesus. That is the third time we've seen like this one was okay. This one was probably on the center because Stroud was not even looking for the snap here. All right, 3rd and 15, back at the 18. Jesus. NHL, there we go. There we go. Some hockey. Stroud throws deep to the right. He's got a man to the 50, to the 40. And oh my goodness, what a freaking play. Christian Kirk getting them in field goal range on that one play, man. Christian Kirk has been the most explosive receiver for Houston tonight, man. Look at that deep, deep crosser, man. And I mentioned it on the previous drive, man. I was like, they need to start doing some crossers. It seems like that's been the most successful kinds of pass concepts that's worked. Hallelujah. 49 yards. And that is the longest play of the game for both teams. And that's how you end the third quarter right there. Hopefully the fourth is a little bit more explosive in terms of points. Come on. Just get in field goal range. People don't watch NBA until April. I mean, it's the one thing I've always struggled with other sports, man, is just the volume of the games. It's tough to really care about each game when you know there's like with basketball, it's like, all right, there's 82 other ones. Yeah, or sorry, 81 other games after this one or whatever. And with baseball, it's the same thing, man. There's so many games. It's tough to keep them straight. Plus, I feel like with football, it's very simple. It's like it's on Sunday, sometimes Thursday, sometimes Monday, and that's about it. David Stroud should throw a pick. Again? Like, I know they won't bench Stroud even if he throws another pick or two, but you're going to have to start really thinking, like, maybe once we get into the red zone, maybe we put in the backup. So, like, it's not even about scoring a touchdown. It's just to make sure that we don't turn the ball over. Dave, you should watch Frisbee. They only have about one game a week, just like football. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Are they like are they on TV or where can I watch the Frisbee? Let me know. Let me know. Come on, there we go. Sorry, the marshmallows are getting stuck to the side here, and I'm trying to get them into the drink. Come on. All right, we're back here. All right, it'll be 1st and 10. Oh, hold up. Gotta move the ball here. Jeez. Jeez. It's gonna be a nice little run, and that is good for about 3 there. There we go. All right, so after the holding penalty, it'll be 1st and 20, and it's going to be a great run, actually, by Woody Marks, getting it down to the 38. So bad news for the Texans. Nico Collins is being carted off the not only not off the field, but into the locker room after basically slamming his forehead into the ground there with a lot of force, man. So likely not going to be seeing him for the rest of the game. 2nd and 13. Quick throw. Finds somebody. That's going to be Christian Kirk. Good for about 7 or 8 there. It's a wee bit expensive. Sometimes teams post games on YouTube, though. Okay. Oh, so I mean, I guess I understand. You got to make some money, especially if you're like not one of the bigger sports, I guess, at this point. But man, expensive, huh? Jeez. 3-6, 3rd and 6 here. Pressure. Stroud throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Weird explanation by AI. Huh, okay. All right, man. Kaimi Fairbairn with a 51-yarder to extend the Houston's lead here. This will be our first set of points, I think, in the entire half. And dang, he drilled the heck out of that. That was perfect. 1307 here. 1307. Finally got some points. Boo. Oh, we got some ghosts. We got the ghosts in the chat. Bro, if the Steelers get the TD, it could be over here. I agree with you, man. Neither of these offenses have been able to move the ball consistently past, like, basically the 30. Dude, what is it with the marshmallows? They always just kind of, anytime you're about to take a drink, you want to have a little bit of marshmallows with them, and they always just move to the side. It's like, come on. Come on. Like, get into my belly, man. Come on. Stop messing around. It's like one of those games where, you know, like it has like the little marbles and you have to like tilt the container because you're trying to get them from from one spot to another, and like you're like, oh, some of these went but some of the other ones stayed, so but if you try to get the other ones to go, the other ones are going to fall back, and it's just like, it's like, come on. And like, I don't want like all, like, if you start drinking too much of the liquid, you're basically just going to get all marshmallows at the end, and it's going to be too sweet. It's like, no, I want to have a little bit of both. Come on. Even, bro, that's so real. I'm just saying, man, they gotta, come on. There we go. Oh, finally. Sorry, guys. No. Damn, this game feels like New England and LA game, but cares. Old man Rodgers is finished. I don't know, man. The old man may still have just one more drive in him. Kaimi Fairbairn is about to kick it off to the Steelers. They catch it at the 7-yard line, return it to the 20, 25, and get it down to the 31. It'll be first and goal for the Steelers. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his left. It's going to be a handoff there, and Kenneth Gainwell with a big chunk play. Picking up about 13 or 14 there. Says divisional round times and networks will be announced after the game is over. So if you guys want to know that, stay tuned. I will be looking those up before we head out for the night. You've been pleased, TD. Let's go. All right, Rodgers, shotgun, ball at the 45. He's got two receivers on that right side. And waiting, throws to the left, and it's nearly caught. I think it's going to be picked off. And Calvin Austin was trying to plead his case that he caught it, but I don't know if he did. Lassiter able to get just enough of that bad boy to nearly bat it away, but was able to force an incompletion. Yeah, no, Calvin Austin did not catch that one. Ball bounced on the ground first. It's a heck of an effort. 2nd and 10. Rodgers hands it off, and Gainwell gets absolutely smacked in the backfield. That is Henry Tuo with a nice tackle. And that was also the big man, number 72, Tagai, able to get there first. 3rd and 12, Rodgers alone in the shotgun. Looks like DK Metcalf on the left side there. Look for this to get to Kenneth Gainwell potentially. Rodgers hit from behind, and the ball is loose. They pick it up, and it's going to be returned for a touchdown by the big man. Touchdown, Rankins! Oh my goodness. Sheldon Rankins, the former New Orleans Saint, somehow got a hold of that one and just rumbled his way all the way into the end zone. Wow. So yeah, that was Will Anderson from the left side. Look at this hit that Rodgers takes, man. Completely blindsided. Just bam. Ball is loose. Rankin's able to pluck it out of a pile and then just takes off. Well, Eben, you did get a touchdown. There's a silver lining in that. All right. Extra point is good as well. And right now, 11:23 left in the game. And the Texans defense has matched their offense for as many touchdowns. All right, man. The Texans have been able to score 10 points in the last 2.5 minutes. Well, looks like I'm going 0 for 6. Oh, no. I mean, hey, dude. This is what I would do if I was you. Say you went 6-0. And unless somebody asks, you don't need to tell them that you just it's actually a loss to win thing. Just tell people, hey, yeah, man, I went 6-0 in my predictions. They'll be like, oh, wow. And then that's it. Leave it at that. Old man Rodgers, old man, oh, jeez. Caught at the 10, returned to the 15, to the 20, 25. Breaks a couple tackles to the 30, stays on his feet, and will be finally brought down to the 33. Dahlia, love how Rodgers just takes a nap from hit. Oh, they're gonna show D'Amico Ryans, the head coach for the Texans, sacking Aaron Rodgers back in 2008. Look at that. There's Donald Lee. There's Darren College right there. The good old days, man. All right. 11:16 on the clock. 3 receivers to the left. Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Deep shot down the middle, and that's going to be incomplete, trying to get it to Pat Freiermuth. Aaron Rodgers, age 42. Head coach D'Amico Ryans, 41. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Rodgers looking. Throws it over the middle to his running back, and he is tackled immediately, man. Jalen Warren able to pick up nearly 5 yards. Quick snap. Rodgers trying to catch the Texans. substituting, and he gets Pat Fryermuth over the middle. Great defense, but not good enough. And that'll be a first down for the Steelers. Yeah, so there was a flag, 12 men on the field for the Texans, but that'll be declined. Result of the play. It's a first down catch. There's a vintage Aaron Rodgers, man, potentially for the final time. Something that he has arguably the greatest quarterback to be able to do, and that is get a free play out of a 12-man penalty for against the defense. Rodgers, shotgun, steps up, trips, and falls, and is sacked once again. I think Rodgers was saying that he ended up getting tripped by... Oh, no, it was just his left tackle. Yeah, Rodgers is not happy right now. 2nd and 13, ball at the 49. Shotgun, looks, gets out of a sack, throws down the field with a freaking bullet, but that'll be incomplete. Dude, look at this. Look at the form that Aaron Rodgers threw that with, man. Hopefully they show it again. That is what has made him, in my opinion, the best thrower of the ball, man. His ability to contort his body to a perfect motion. Look at that. Jesus. And he just drives that ball drifting to his left and able to deliver a ball that is borderline perfect. Third and 13, 5 receiver set. Rodgers throws it. The ball is going to be batted and incomplete. We got 9:36 here. 9:36, and I think the Steelers are about to punt it away. That was a 96 Autry. Able to get the pause up there. And it'll be fair caught right around the 13. Steve, he is the most talented one I have ever seen, but since he left Green Bay, things have changed for him. I mean, for sure he's gotten older. I think if you're talking about like the attitude, fortunately over the last couple of years in Green Bay, man, he did have that kind of like he was not very patient with his receivers, man. Not very patient with receivers, not really patient with people making mistakes, which I get it. You're a professional. You gotta there's a way to galvanize your guys, and everybody does it differently. I'm not saying that you need to be like, hey man, it's okay, everybody's for the most part is a grown man when they get to the league, and but I feel like Rodgers was, and again, this is my perception of it, so it's take that with a grain of salt. But I always felt like he was a little bit more forgiving of his own mistakes in interviews and things like that. He would be like, I kind of, that was my fault, I messed up. But like if there was during press conferences after the game, he would not hesitate to kind of throw his younger players under the bus, like clearly we need to do better. These guys need to really understand just very just kind of instead of saying hey, I got to get these guys coached up, hey, we got to do something a little bit different. It was always, no, these guys need to get to my level, which, yeah, you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Super Bowl champion, but it's bring them with you, man. Bring them with you. Don't say, hey, I'll meet you all the way at the top of the mountain. Find your way up there. It's all right, man. Show them the path. Doesn't need to you need to drag them up there, but you gotta show them the path. Come on. So, but again, my opinion. So, but yeah, but no doubt, man. Absolutely no doubt. One of the, if not the most talented thrower of the ball, man. Like there is not a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. They may have more accolades, they may have more championships, man. But Rodgers, just the as a pure thrower of the ball, man. Not a better, not a better player that I've seen. Never understood why he joined the Jets. I think it was because they were willing to give him whatever he wanted. They signed a lot of former Green Bay Packer players, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. They signed a lot of his guys. First and 10. And it's going to be a run up the gut, and it's good for a gain of 2, maybe 3. And for a bit there, man, I feel like the Jets were doing everything they can, man. They're like, hey, we'll do anything you want. We'll do anything you want. We'll let you talk about stuff during and in between the games. Like they would let him go on Pat McAfee. Like Green Bay never really restricted him, but they were always like they Green Bay was very much like we do things a certain way here, and you need to kind of fit within that for a bit. Quick throw to the left, and that's a first down catch. That is Jaden Higgins, the rookie. Your local, by the way, this was easily the worst game for the wild card. Um, I don't know. The only reason I might disagree with that man is because of the amount of turnovers and defensive play. I feel like the defenses did a lot more than the Chargers and Patriots. And it's gonna be another run, and I think this is Chubb, who is good for about 3. Yeah, like with this one, we got what 2 fumbles? Actually, 2 fumbles from the Texans. I'm pretty sure 2 fumbles by Rodgers at this point. We got a scoop and score. That was exciting. Not a pick six, but we'll take it. An interception. A lot of sacks. I think we're closing in on double digit sacks. I think we're closing in on. So, but I'll say this: the offense is leaving a lot to be desired. Second and 8. Stroud hands it off to the right side, and Nick Chubb, with a little bit of momentum, able to get it near the 30, gain of about 4. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Texans have the ball here. Let me move that over. Boom. Steve, your New England versus LA is still the worst. Yeah. I mean, it was exciting at the end, though, man. That Chargers and New England game. Third and 4. Stroud gets it out to Christian Kirk to the 40, to the 45, 50, 55. Boom. Stays on his feet, somehow getting it down near the 36. Woo. All right. Well, Christian Kirk is well over 100 yards at this point. I think he might be closing in on 150. Yeah, that last one just went for 33 yards. That is the third time in this game that he has been able to take a pass 30 plus or more. He had a 48 yarder and I think a 36 yarder earlier in the game. 8 catches, 144 yards. It's going to be a run to the right, and it's good for about a yard or 2. Your local, Steve, good point, but this is just boring. True. Like I said, the offenses have not been sexy. There's been a couple explosive plays that kind of wake you up a little bit. But yeah, outside of the defenses for both of these teams, the offenses I would say are definitely less exciting than last night's game. I think the defenses are playing better in this game. I think part of last night was sometimes the offenses were kind of beating themselves. There's a lot of penalties also last night. Handoff. And Nick Chubb getting it down to the 30. A nice pickup of 5 for the former Brown. This game, no matter how bad it is, but Rodgers' retirement give the people something they care about. Jesus. Yeah, good career, Rodgers, but it's time to hang him up. Yep. Yeah, Pittsburgh right now, less than 150 yards of offense, and the Texans are closing in on 400. And they're just eating away at this clock, man. We're at 4:35. Houston in the shotgun. Another handoff. Nick Chubb up the gut, and he gets it down to the 21. That is a first down for the Texans, but we do have a flag. Oh, it's going to be on the Steelers, so decline, and the result of the play will be a first down. And Chubb, smartly not trying to force anything, just falls down for a loss of 1, keeping the clock running. And Pittsburgh is still holding on to those timeouts. I think eventually they're going to have to start using them here. They're down by 2 possessions. They need a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then a field goal at this point. Hand off. Nick Chubb running hard, picking up 6, down near the 16. Then a late flag comes in, a very late flag. Steve, but I don't know who will Steelers choose to replace A.A. Brown next season. They have to try to find somebody in the draft, man. Either they got to trade up to try to get some of the bigger names, or if I'm them, man, I trade back, try to get as many picks, try to see if there's somebody that you like in the second round. So unfortunately, that is going to be a face mask on Nick Herbig, and that's going to give the Texans an automatic first down. So not great. Dave, 17 points for Houston. Did I say something else? My bad, dude. Let me know what I said. I'm kind of curious. And we got a flag immediately. That will be a false start on Houston. All right, the referees are like, yeah, we gotta make this game a little bit closer. Throw some flags. Yeah, man. Cause they could go with a veteran man again. Trying to think here, who could they pick up? Malik Willis could be an option for the Steelers. Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah. Look at that, man. And a great run by Marks, and he just destroyed my theory. How dare you, sir? How dare you? But a heck of a run. Congratulations to the rookie, man. That is his first postseason touchdown of his young career, man. 17 points. And the extra point is good. All right. We got 3:38 left, and I'm pretty sure Houston, unless there is a absolutely massive historic collapse, we are going to see them advance to the next round to take on the New England Patriots. And we are less than 4 minutes away from what is looking like the final game of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers. And a muffed kick return, but they do pick it up, get it across the 25 and down to the 29. Kenneth Gainwell with a decent return there. Nice little, able to recover from that drop. Oh, they're highlighting Rodgers' playing career here, going all the way back to Butte Community College. Top 5 in passing yards and touchdowns. 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP as well. Yeah, Rodgers, I think if he played one more year, he could definitely surpass Peyton Manning in terms of touchdowns, and that ball is going to be batted at the line, and Aaron is just having a miserable freaking time right now. Jesus. I think Aaron eventually is going to be like, dude, can you guys relax? Like, you guys are going to win, but can you at least, let me score. Let me score a touchdown before I hang him up. You jerks. Rodgers. And that is dropped by Kenneth Gainwell. Sorry, man. Rodgers is that is hilarious. Steve, goodbye. Hey, Ron, you will be missed, brother. Yeah. All right, we got 3rd and 10 here. Rodgers, shotgun, looking. Throws it underneath to Kenneth Gainwell, and he is tackled after a gain of 5. All right, the clock is approaching 3 minutes, and the clock is running. We got 4th and 5 here. 4 receivers set, 3 to the right. Rodgers in the shotgun with a running back to his left. Has a little bit of time, throws it over the middle, and it's picked off! And it's picked off! And there it is. And he stays on his feet, and is that a pick six? It's a pick six! Unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers giving the people one beautiful gift. And that is an interception return for a touchdown. Wow. Pick six, baby. They did it. David, they did it. Rodgers is the only guy that even had a chance to tackle him. He didn't. And Bullock able to stay on the field and just weaved his way through a defeated, exhausted, and demoralized Pittsburgh offense. And this is going to be the Texans' first ever road playoff win. Damn. Woo! Let's go. Yeah, man. Rodgers took he was going to try to press that ball through, try to get a big play, and instead his receiver kind of ran past the ball. Ball was definitely thrown behind, and it ends up literally being thrown directly to Bullock, who was able to kind of dust himself off and then just proceeded to run down the left sideline. Once again, Rodgers, the only guy that made any kind of contact with him, but he tried to like shove him out of bounds, like with a shoulder, kind of like tight, instead of trying to wrap him up. And Bullock able to bring it into the end zone. And the kick is no good. It's blocked, I think. Damn, I was really hoping he'd have a better game. Some old Aaron Rodgers Hail Marys, but looks like that won't happen. Nah, man. Typically, the greats rarely ever get a chance to leave in a great fashion. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Steve, 1-6. 1-6. They should both kneel the ball for the rest of the time. And the ball, hey, look at that. We got a knee in the end zone for a touchback. Look at that. David, they're giving you everything, man. You're asking for pick sixes? You got it. You're asking for kneel downs? They got it, man. The Steelers are very, I don't know, man. I think they're listening to you. Oh, man, they're giving the whole career here 66,000 yards, 527 touchdowns, along with 36 rushing touchdowns. All right, we got 1st and 10 here, 2:39. And we have seen the last of Aaron Rodgers, man. He is not going back on the field. To be honest with you, I'm not sure I like that, man. Go out there, dude. Yeah, the game's over, but come on, man. Finish your career on the field, not on the sidelines. Come on, man. Mike record ended tonight. The Texans lose record and ended tonight. And AR's career ended tonight. What a day. Thank you, AAR. AARP, man. He's gonna be retired soon, man. He's gonna have to get that lucrative deal from AARP. Wow, that's disgusting, embarrassing. So we're on a commercial break. We just hit the 2-minute warning here, but I don't know, man. Like I don't know if it was his decision or not, man. But it kind of sucks that that's how his career is basically. Once again, he could change his mind. This doesn't guarantee that this is his last game, but it looks like it. Just looking disrespectful to his team. I mean, I think his teammates are fine, man. Like whatever he decides to do, I don't think they're looking at it like they're not winning this game. The defense was not is not going to be able to do did not do enough. The offense clearly did not do enough. It was they just played the better team, man. The Texans were clearly a better team, and I mentioned it before. The only way Houston was going to lose is if their offense was not able to get out of its own way. For about half of the game, they did not get out of their own way. They almost lost it, but eventually their offense began to find its identity, and then the Texans' defense, which was already great throughout the first half, got even better in the second. So. This is such a quintessential Steelers year. Yes, it is. All just when you think you're like, we'll see what happens. They play so great, they get your hopes up, and then they suck in the middle of the season, and then they kind of just plot their way to a winning record, and then of course a early first round playoff exit, run up the gut, and that picks up about 5 or 6 for Warren. I thought it was 17-6. What happened? We got a pick six by Aaron Rodgers that will likely be the final throw of his NFL career. And then before that, the Texans were able to score a rushing touchdown. So yeah, so basically a good offensive drive coupled with a bad errant Aaron Rodgers throw. And Mason throws the ball to the left, and that's actually going to pick up a first down. But once again, we are closing in on 60 seconds. We're probably down to the last 2 or 3 plays of this game, and that'll be likely the end of it. But yeah, it's gonna be wild if this really is Rodgers. If this is the end, man. To do something that he has rarely ever done. I think it took like over a decade for Aaron Rodgers to even throw like 2 or 3 pick sixes. I think he had one in his like first like season in 2008, and I don't think he threw another one for like I think it was close to like 4 or 5 years. Doesn't really have a whole lot of pick sixes in his career, but for that to be the last thing that he does is wild. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think he didn't hit 100 interceptions until it was either his last season or his second to last season in Green Bay. Like, that is a long freaking time, man. And that is it. Game is over. Houston winning 30-6. Steve, I remember you are a Dallas fan. How is your family have Steelers fans? There we go. See Strom. Yeah, man. All right. Let's finalize the game, and we'll talk about just a few things here before we head out. We'll talk a little bit of Aaron Rodgers. And they did say that after this game that they're going to release the divisional round times, dates, the whole 9 yards. All right, so this is looking at Rodgers' resume here. There's just a few things. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 4-time most valuable player, 4-time first team All-Pro, made the second team All-Pro back in 2012, 10-time Pro Bowler, never made it as a Jet or as a Steeler. Led the NFL in passer rating 4 times, also set the record for the highest passer rating in the NFL, also owns the second highest passer rating in NFL history in a single season. Uh, led the NFL in touchdown passes twice. Led them in completion percentage once. Part of the All-Decade team. Uh, the highest career passer rating in NFL history with 102.2. Best career touchdown interception ratio, basically averaging nearly 4.5 touchdowns for every interception that he threw. Your local, I'm going to bed. This game bored me to death. See you soon, Dave. Also, Patriots, F you. See you, my brother. I'll catch you guys next week. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a video out on Thursday. Just kind of doing like just kind of hanging out a little bit. Maybe talking about the matchups and things like that. So I will do a post for that tomorrow, if not by Wednesday for sure. So make sure you tune into that. I will double check, obviously. Look out for that post. I'm gonna try to do something on Thursday, man, just to kind of get us geared up for the next round. So, and but yeah, man, the end of Aaron Rodgers' career, man, a wild one, a disappointing ending for him, and we'll see. And apparently, there were some Steeler fans that were saying, "Aaron, please retire." That's disrespectful as heck. Jesus. Thank you for the stream, Dave. Thank you, AAR. There we go, man. Steve, thank you, my man. All right. So let's transition into talking about the matchups here. So, all right. So, come on, where are you? All right. So these guys are slow to pick this up, man. Come on. Sorry, guys. They said that they were going to update them here, but apparently not. Liars, liars. All right, guys. Give me 1 second here. Well, so I'll keep on talking about the next round. So, with the Texans winning, they're going to go up against the Patriots. That should be a freaking great matchup, man. A great defense, like we saw tonight, going up against an explosive offense in the Patriots. The Patriots did not look great against the Chargers, so I'm expecting there to be some adjustments. Mike Vrabel will try to get those guys playing a lot better against probably even a better defense than they've played against the Chargers, but it's still going to be exciting, man. When they have a dynamic player like Drake May, they have two good running backs. I mean, Ramondre Stevens ran all over the Chargers defense for the first half, and if they can get Travion Henderson running in the second half, it's going to be dangerous. The biggest thing that I took away from the Patriots this week is that their receivers were struggling to get open. That could be a problem against a Houston team. Look out for that next week. And then on top of that, the Houston offense, man, they cannot be slow like they were against it's one thing to be slow against the Steelers team that, in my opinion, was the weakest team in the AFC, despite being the fourth seed. The Patriots are not going to be, they're not going to be scoring just a field goal per quarter. It's just not going to happen. You gotta be able to put up points relatively early, at least, in my opinion, 14 to 10 points minimum against the Patriots. AFC is wide open, 100%, man, 100%. Like the Bills, the Texans, the Patriots, and the Broncos, man, none of those teams are perfect. Broncos, their offense is struggles to get going. They're a little bit slow. That defense, even though it's one of the best in the NFL, their weakest part is going to be that passing game. They do give up big chunks at times, and also their secondary is prone to penalties. So that's something that you can look out for in that game. The Bills, Josh Allen is basically that offense. James Cooks, most of the time he's doing great, but everybody else struggling. The tight ends have been struggling the last couple of weeks, and then the receivers also kind of struggling. That's always been kind of like the knock on that offense. They don't really have that true number one guy that they can turn to on a consistent basis to make a play. The defense, we saw the Bills' defense this week. It hasn't been great in the regular season, and it wasn't significantly better in that game. But they do have enough to make plays on the ball. They need to cause turnovers. They need to get to Bo Nix. Even if they can't sack him, they need to force him into some of those mistakes that we see, those Bover throws, things like that. That's something that the Bills need to do. Otherwise, they're probably going to get bounced by a Broncos team that I think is an overall better team. But I did say that about the Jags, and the Bills beat them. So I think I'm rooting for the Bills now. Hey, there we go. It'd be awesome, man. I'm not gonna lie. There isn't a single team right now outside of Chicago that I'm not rooting for or hoping that they make it. Maybe the 49ers is part of that. Chicago, not looking for them to win, but everybody else, man, it'd be kind of cool to see. Super Bowl Bills, NFC West cheerleaders, please. That's the matchup we're looking for right there. Let's go, baby. So now talking about the NFC, it's going to be San Francisco going up against the Seahawks. We did see that game before. It ended 13-3. It was not super sexy. It was not super exciting. But I don't think it's going to be the same result. I think the 49ers are going to somehow find a way to get more points. I'm expecting at least 24 points to 21 points for even the losing team. But once again, just like I said with the AFC, no team is perfect. The 49ers, man, their defense is not what it was. Even with the injuries, I don't think they were going to be an elite defense, but they're a darn good defense, man. They're scrappy. That offense, we've seen it. We saw it last week until it kind of turned it on there at the end. We saw it during the Seattle game in Week 18 for the division. They struggle, man. At times, Brock Purdy looks rough. He tends to turn it on at the end a little bit most of the time, but during that middle part, man, it's a struggle. Sometimes he throws picks. Sometimes he makes mistakes. It's just the way it is for that offense. And Seattle is one of the better teams at stopping the run. So if they can slow down Christian McCaffrey and really put it on Brock Purdy, maybe they can capitalize on some of those early to mid mistakes that Brock Purdy tends to make at least once or twice a game. Let me see here. And for Seattle, we've seen their offense be explosive, and then we've seen their offense suck. It's just simple as that, man. They're as productive as Sam Darnold allows them to be. Lately, they've been able to run the ball really, really well, and they're going to need to do that because you don't want to put it on Sam Darnold. I like Sam. I think he's a solid quarterback, but I don't think he's a guy that you want to be throwing the ball 30-plus times in a playoff game. He just tends to make mistakes. We've seen it. I think it's just part of his DNA. I think you can win with him, but you don't want him to be the guy that you don't want to ride his arm all the way through the game. So hopefully Seattle can get the ball moving on the ground. And their defense, one of the best in the NFL, one of the best secondaries. Their front seven may not have that true great pass rusher like like a Will Anderson or even a T.J. Watt necessarily, but they're dang scrappy, man. They can stop the run. They can create pressure in the middle right there with the big guys, and that could be potentially enough for them to knock off the 49ers. So, and then finally for the last matchup, man, it's going to be, I don't know why I'm forgetting, but it's going to be the Rams and Chicago Bears. I think I just didn't want to remember Chicago won at this point. Um, but Chicago, their offense, very similar to Seattle. Sometimes it looks great, and at times it looks ugly. We saw both of those in that Green Bay game. The first half was ugly for Chicago. It did not look good. It looked like Green Bay was going to run away with it. And then all of a sudden, just incredible ability to find the big play, to get that engine started in Chicago. And on top of that, they're clutch, man. They might be the most clutch team in the playoffs right now. Just a team that doesn't matter if they're down by 10, 15, whatever it is. If you give them the ball enough times, they're going to find their way into the end zone and make it close. I hate saying that, but it's true. The defense, not great. They give up yards. They give up a lot of freaking yards. And they will probably give up points. But dang, dude, they are opportunistic, man. They are aggressive. They take chances. And most of the time, at least this season, they have been able to come away with some big freaking turnovers for Chicago. So something to look out for there, because the last couple of weeks, man, the Rams have been turning the ball over on offense. But talking about the Rams, explosive freaking offense, man. Devontae Adams had a rough game. He might be able to come back, knocked off the rust. And now he's going to go up against the Chicago team where he had a lot of success in his time when he was a Green Bay Packer. If the Rams can get the running game going with either Kyron or Blake Corum or both, that's going to help out, because right now Stafford, man, he's really weird, man. When Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are not on the same page as him, the offense just doesn't work. But if Stafford can really get both of those receivers going, it's going to be a long freaking day for that Chicago secondary, man. Trying to think here. And then for the Rams defense, I think they are one of the best defenses in the NFL, at least the front seven, but they're not great at consistently getting to the quarterback. And Caleb is a guy that you need to put pressure, consistent pressure, and contain him. And that's what the Rams are going to need to do. They have the talent there. That there's at least 4 or 5 guys on that front, on that D line, that can be some of the best players at their positions. But they need to kind of arrive at the occasion at the right time. So we'll see. So sorry, I talked a lot there. Let me know what you think, man. We're hanging out a little bit tonight, just a little bit. So I don't think San Francisco's defense can stop JSN, so I think NFC Finals will be LA versus Seattle. Okay, all right. I don't disagree, man. I do not disagree. JSN has been incredible. My biggest thing has always been, can Sam get the ball to him safely? That's the biggest thing, because like I said, Sam, when he's on and he's able to find his rhythm and get the ball to his playmakers, that Seattle offense looks great. They can easily put up 30, 40 points. But when Sam struggles or he's seeing ghosts out there on the field, it tends to, unfortunately, that does affect JSN's ability to impact the game. So, but yeah. Yeah, I'm God, man, it's like a who's who of who's hurt the Packers the most in the playoffs, man. Seattle, one of the most devastating playoff losses in Green Bay's history. San Francisco has bounced the Packers 3 times in the playoffs over the last 6 years, I think, 6 or 7 years. And then, of course, Chicago just absolutely destroyed us in the second half of this year, man. Like, yeah. But I'm hoping it's LA or Seattle, because I feel like those are the teams that are the most exciting for me to watch on a consistent basis. I'm hoping Seattle's offense can consistently show up in the playoffs, because that's really been the only thing where I don't like about them, is that sometimes that offense just does not show up. David, that's why I'm asking for the cheerleaders in the NFC. I agree. I agree. I'm hoping for the cheerleaders, man. Honestly, let's mash up all the cheerleaders, man. Get the best from each team and make a super team. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know? Yeah, man. That's kind of where I'm at, man. That's kind of where I'm at. It can't be any worse than what we saw from the Steelers tonight. Got him. Got him. Got him. I make myself laugh at least. All right. Steve, the Bills versus Denver is must one I am confused about. I can't trust the Bills to win, and I don't want Denver to win. Hmm. I can understand that. But yeah, man, it's yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a single team that anybody can be truly, truly confident in. I think you can trust certain parts of teams. Like you can trust Seattle's defense, man. They have proven it. They have been great for almost every single game. Almost every single game. Denver's defense, I think there is a weakness in that secondary. I think they're overly aggressive. I think they're prone to penalties at times, and they do give up some yards in through the air. But they seem to be able to make up for with pressure on the quarterback, getting sacks, making big plays at the right time. Nice. Yikes. Seastrom. Howdy, sir. How you doing? How you doing? Did you watch the rest of the game, man, or did you catch the end there? Yeah, right now we're just kind of talking about the matchups for next week. Yeah, what do you think, Seastrom? Anybody that you're liking from the AFC? Anybody that you're liking from the NFC? Let me know. I'm trying to think here. I feel like you can, for the most part, trust Josh Allen and even James Cooks on that Bills team, but that defense tough to trust. Those receivers tough to trust. Um, Texans defense, I think you can trust them. The offense we saw today, little sketchy on them. Um, 49ers. I'm just waiting for the wheels to fall off on the 49ers, man. To be honest with you, and I'm not hoping for it, but I'm just like, how many injuries can you take as a team, man? It's like a zombie, man. It's like you're shooting off limbs. You're taking out big chunks of their head, and they just keep marching at you, man. They just keep marching at you. It's terrifying. I don't know. I think we got to check the 49ers if they're actually alive, because that might disqualify them from Super Bowl contention. Because if they don't have a pulse, man, that's not fair. Wanted the Steelers to win, though it would be funny if nothing else, but I'm not too broken up about it, about the Texans moving on. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, I was hoping, and I think David mentioned this before. I think it would be hilarious if it was the Steelers and the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl. Because I think everybody would be like, really? I mean, sure, but really? I think everybody would be looking at all the other teams and being like, seriously, you couldn't beat them. Yeah, I've been watching it on and off. Yeah, like to be honest with you, it wasn't super exciting until the fourth quarter when the points, well, when the Texans points started rolling in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking Bills, Seahawks, maybe, don't know. Okay. Yeah. To be honest with you, man, I don't think anybody's wrong for their predictions, man. Like anybody that's like, "Oh, that's a dumper." I was like, "Dog, come on, look at these teams." Like there is not a single team where you can be like, "Yeah, 100%." Like the great defense, great offense, great coach or whatever. Like there's a big weakness on every single one of these teams. Massive. 49ers and Patriots are impressing to an extent. Props to the Texans for figuring it out eventually. Whatever it was, they clicked on the fourth quarter. True. Oh, and the Rams are good too. Yep. Yep. Steve, will not be worse than Denver versus Eagles? Oof. Yeah, dude. I think if the Eagles and the Broncos would have made it to the Super Bowl, honestly, I think if the Steelers and the Eagles played each other, I think that would have. Did they? they played each other this year, right? Am I crazy or no? No. Okay. They did not play each other. But I feel like if those two teams made it to the Super Bowl, man, I think we would be the losers. I think we would all have tapped out. We'd be like, just give it to somebody. I don't care. Flip the coin. We don't want to see these teams. We don't want to see these offenses on the field. Just flip a coin. That'll be the Super Bowl winner. We can all move on, please. I'm so happy Eagles are out. 100%. 100%. It's a little mean, maybe, but also true. Mm-hmm. Yep, 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 yep. David, agreed, agreed. Absolutely, man. All right, finally they updated the times. So this is how it's going to be. First game is going to be Buffalo versus Denver at 3:30 Central Time. So it could be 4:30 if you're on the East Coast, and it'll obviously be later um, if you're on the West Coast. There, sorry, earlier if you're on the West Coast. Sorry. So yeah, Buffalo, Denver, 3:30 Central Time. Then it will be San Francisco versus Seattle at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then on Sunday, it'll be Houston versus the Patriots at 2 p.m. Ooh, that's going to be okay. 2 p.m. And then finally, the divisional round will end with the Rams taking on the Chicago Bears at 5:30. Okay. All right, man. There we go. And sorry, the networks for Buffalo Broncos is going to be CBS. San Francisco, Seattle is going to be on Fox. Houston versus the Patriots on Sunday. That'll be the first game. They're going to be on ESPN or ABC. And then the final game on Sunday will be NBC/Peacock. So, yep. Steve, AJ Brown versus AAR will be final for the next generation to remember how bad it was. Two very disgruntled players, man. Yeah, like I don't like who was more mad about their team than between AJ Brown and Aaron Rodgers. Who do you think was the most disappointed in their team? David, A Ron. There we go. I agree, man. Feels like Aaron was already mad by like the early part of the first quarter. Like he was already yelling. He's like, "How dare you? How dare you?" Ooh, got a little bit of chocolate left. Oh, it's cold. Gross. Yeah, yeah, man. Absolutely freaking wild, man. Yeah, this was a wild freaking week, man. It was fortunately a little disappointing. I was hoping that Green Bay could at least beat Chicago, but guess we can't have nice things in 2026, man. Couldn't even get the Steelers to win. Like, oh my god, dude, I was hoping for a Green Bay Steelers Super Bowl, man. Just imagine Rodgers going up against Jordan Love. Rodgers helping the team, trying to help the team that he beat in Super Bowl 45 against the team that he played for and won a Super Bowl with. Oh man, I mean, I'm just saying, man. If the NFL was scripted, they missed an opportunity, man. I think AJ Brown, for all the talk he's done during the season about his teammates and in the big moments, he forgot his hands. Woo! Oh, oh! Steve's like, hey, you brought your mouth. Did you bring your hands though? All right, man. I think that is going to be it for me tonight, guys, man. I appreciate you guys, really. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for hanging out on a Monday night, man, this late. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get something out on Thursday. It might be a live, just kind of a little bit of a hangout, like a little Thursday night hangout. I'll try to get the time out there. Um, let's see here. I'm Thursday. Let's try to. I'm gonna try to do somewhere like anywhere between 3:30 to like 4. Kind of just before dinner. Things like that. That way you guys can just kind of do your things later on. But yeah, man. We'll talk about the matchups again. I'll try to have some stuff for you guys to watch, and then we'll go from there. We also haven't really touched on the coaching fires and slash where they could be. We'll talk about that as well. I'll have some stuff on the screen for you. That way we can kind of bring them up as they go. So yeah, but a wild freaking first round of the playoffs, man. Some heartbreak, some really boring offense, but some really great defense and some really freaking close games. The last two games, weirdly enough, the probably the least competitive. They got less competitive as they went on. Um, Texans with the biggest margin of victory by far, almost doubling um, what the Patriots were able to do last night. So, yeah, man. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you to Seastrom. Thank you for David. Thank you to Steve. Shout out to Eben for being in here, man. Shout out to Dahlia. You guys are always rocking with me, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. Captain Mickey Mouse, shout out to you. And I think that's going to be it, man. I'm making sure Ronald, I think, was in here for a little bit. You're local, of course, man. Thank you for joining the squad. I appreciate you, man. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget anybody specifically, but I think that is it, man. So thank you so much, man. Have a great night, guys. I will catch you guys in a few days, and let's get ready for the divisional round. So thank you, man. Once again, my name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Have a good night. Go Pack Go, baby. Go Pack Go.